Hello and welcome to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we're going to be doing a little bit of a style chat today. I wanted to talk about the style mistakes that we are making that make us look terrible. Now, granted, maybe terrible is a very strong word, but at the very least, it is keeping us stuck in a rut. Me included. These are the things that have been on my mind and on my heart that I want to talk with you about because these are the struggles that I am dealing with. And if I am having these struggles, I know that some of you out there must also be having the same struggles. So, wanted to talk with you about that because I work from home and it is really, really easy for me to not get dressed, to not bother putting on any makeup, to not bother with my appearance at all, even when I have got meetings. So in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have been trying my best to look my best, even if all I'm doing is working at home, editing videos, doing admin, all of those things, or even just hanging out because I vlog. And sometimes I hesitate to pick up the camera and start vlogging because I am embarrassed about the way that I look. And I have done this. You've seen me. If you watch my vlogs, you have seen me. And I have talked about going out without having any makeup on. I have to be honest with you. When I don't have makeup on, I am a little bit embarrassed to turn on the camera and talk to you guys. Why? Because I've got uneven skin. I've got discolorations. And while going out without makeup is absolutely acceptable. For me personally, the most important person in my life, me, I don't feel good. And if I don't feel good, how am I supposed to tell you guys how to feel good, right? So this is my internal struggle. And this is why I wanted to have this style chat with you. When we do not get dressed, when we do not take a minute or a few minutes to do the things that make us look and feel our best, it really makes a huge impact in how we see ourselves and how we project ourselves to the world. Doing these few things is really going to help you, and it really has started to help me because I'm striving for this always, to feel my best, to make sure that I am the most productive, most best me that I can be, because that feeds my soul. When I take the time to get dressed, when I take the time to put a little bit of makeup on, when I take the time to give myself a little bit of attention, it feeds my soul. It really does. And it would do the same for you. We're going to start out with talking about makeup. Even though I have taken a lot of steps recently in improving my skin with different things that I do, like hydrofacials and making sure that I'm using my LED mask always, putting on masks and things like that in order to help my skin be its best, I want to have a little bit of makeup on that will actually amplify the things that I am doing to make my skin look and feel better. And so my first step is putting on a little bit of makeup. I'm not talking about doing a full beat face. I'm talking about minimal makeup, just something that you can put on very quickly and walk out the door looking and feeling your best. And that brings me to today's sponsor, which is Merit Beauty, which is the perfect sponsor for this particular subject because Merit Beauty focuses on minimal makeup, on that minimalist vibe, right? Where you just swipe on the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion stick, that kind of just is on there to help even things out, but it still allows your skin to shine through, to their other cream products. What I love about Merit is that they do focus on minimal makeup, and they are vegan, they are non-comedogenic, and they just help you to shine through, to look your best. It's cream products, and so they're going to be really emollient. They're going to be really good for the skin. And if you're anything like me who's gone through menopause, my skin is dry now. I used to be combination oily. Now I'm dry. And these products do so much to help maximize the luminosity of my skin. which is something that we all strive for. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to do a quick makeup tutorial using the Merit Beauty products, what I use to come up with this look today. And then once that's done, I will be back and we'll cover off on the other things that I have to talk about, the other tips that I've got to talk about. So be right back. Okay, so we're going to start out with a bit of skincare. I have done some of my skincare. I wanted to be sure to include this here. This is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I think that for any kind of makeup look, whether it's a full-on glam or just a, 5-minute makeup routine, starting out with really, really great skincare is absolutely important. And this glow serum from Merit is one that I have brought into my skincare, my morning skincare routine again and again and again, because this is one of the best serums that I have ever tried. It has got a little bit of oil. It has niacinamide. It is one of those serums that separates, so you do have to give it a shake in order to combine. It's got a really lovely lightweight oil in it, and it really, really sinks into my skin and gives my skin a really, really great start for any kind of makeup look or no makeup look at all. But because we are trying to look a little bit more polished, a little bit more pulled together, this is one of those critical bits of my routine that I absolutely have to have, because my skin loves it and it reacts really, really well to it. Like I said, it has niacinamide. Gives your skin just a beautiful, subtle glow, not anything super shiny. There's no glitters or anything in it. It is mostly just the oils and the niacinamides and things like that that are working together. So all I do is I take one pump of this and I just place it onto my skin, and my skin immediately soaks it up and just absolutely loves it. It is the best start to any makeup look. Or again, like I said, if you're just not doing any makeup that day, it just helps to give your skin such a beautiful glow. And for me, now that I've got drier skin, this is a godsend. I really, really do like it a lot. For the next step is another Merit step, and it is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This is a really, really good follow-up to the serum, because it acts as your moisturizer. It also does act as a primer. Now you do need to move a little quickly with this. Once you put it on and you put it onto your face, you can put your sunscreen on over it. It layers really, really well. If I'm not going to be going outside, I'm going to be inside like I am today, where all I'm doing is admin and I just want to make myself look a little bit more polished. This does the trick, but you could layer sunscreen on over it and then put your foundation on over that. But this does act as a really great primer. And so that's what I really like it, because it's a 2-in-1. I've used this with all kinds of different products and it works really, really well, but it works especially well, of course, with the Merit complexion sticks. Like I said, you kind of have to move quickly with it because it does start to get a little bit of that tack that you normally get with primers. It is one of those steps that I really have enjoyed incorporating because, like I said, it's a 2-for-1 step. I don't have to worry about putting on a moisturizer and then a primer. And usually with a lot of moisturizers, you have to give it a few minutes. With this one, you move very quickly. You get it into your skin, you rub it in, and I usually rub it in until I start feeling that it's getting a little bit tacky. And I know it is time for the next step. I love the fact that Merit's Cosmetics, you get this little bag when you place your first order with Merit. I'm going to go in with the Merit Complexion Stick. This is in the shade Suede, and I have used it a few times, and I really, really like it. I think that it is such a really great product for those days when you just want to even out your skin tone and just make things look a little bit more cohesive. And now I've been really into skin tints lately, and this is one of those. And what I like about this particular skin tint, for me, what works is using my fingers to get it into my skin, because it's a cream product and the warmth of my fingers will really help to make sure that it gets into the skin and spreads beautifully. But you could use a brush if you wanted to. You could also use a sponge. I just feel that the warmth of my fingers does a good job of just melting this in. And the beautiful thing about this complexion stick is that you can also use it as your concealer step. So on those days when I am just doing admin and I really don't want to do a full-on beat face, this is what I use. And it just goes on so easily because I don't even have to pull out a brush. I don't have to pull out a makeup sponge. I don't have to go and wet a makeup sponge, any of that. I just rub it in with my fingers, and it works really, really beautifully in that way. And it is just such a wonderful product. I love it. And as you can see, it just evens things out. It makes me look pulled together, and it makes me look a bit more polished, even if it's just me running out to the grocery store real quick to go pick up groceries. My next step is going to be bronzer. This is in the shade Seine, River Seine. It's after the river in Paris. And I really, really like this product. I don't normally use cream bronzers, but I really have liked using this a lot. And you can use it also on your nose. I don't have enough real estate on my forehead to use it up here. And I maybe put a little bit here and a little bit right here under my lip to kind of help the lip look a little bit poutier. But I do use a brush for this particular product just because I like the way the brush disperses the product. But generally what it does is it just gives you just the right amount of shadow, and it blends so easily into the skin, especially when you've used it with the complexion stick. It just really, really just seamlessly blends into your skin, and you just have a little bit of shadowing that you've given your skin. And then if I have any excess, I might take it and rub it on the sides of my nose. Now I do need to set my face. So I'm going to go in first. I'm going to set the bronzer with a powder product because it will move around on me no matter what. So I'm going to go in with a bronzer powder and just kind of quickly just set the bronzer. And then I'm going to go in with a powder and set my face because otherwise, no matter what I'm using, it will move around on my face. So I do need to go in and do some setting. And once I have set the products though, they look really, really good. They stay put, and I look nicely done for my day of light work. And again, this can come together in about 5 minutes. It's taking me a little bit longer because I'm talking you through it, but it really is really super fast. For brows, I'm just going to go in with just a tinted brow gel. Now, I will say that Merit does have one that I have used, and I really, really like it a lot. I'm just out of it, and I have not replenished. I'm just going to go in with a tinted brow gel because, again, this is just me pulling myself together for just an everyday gotta do admin work kind of vibe. I do recommend the Merit tinted brow gel that they have. It's actually quite good, and I do need to get myself some more because I really, really do like it. I think that it does a really great job, especially when you're going for a minimal makeup look. I am going to go in with a little bit of eyeliner on my eyes. I feel like I need my eyes need a little bit of definition. I'm just going to line really quickly just to help define my lashes. Nothing major. I'm not even going to do a wing. I'm just going to go along the lash line here. Now, I do have lash extensions in right now, and I am working on getting them to fall off because it was cute at first, but it is not so cute anymore. So I want to let them fall out because I'm not going to replace them. And if I did not have lash extensions in right now, I would be using the Merit Clean Lash Mascara. This is one of the best mascaras I have ever used. It is absolutely a favorite. I would probably say this is my #1 mascara. I really, really like it a lot. It is a tubing mascara, so it won't come off unless you use water, and then you'll get the little black bits. So when you take this off, you just have to apply a little bit of water. You don't have to apply any kind of makeup remover or anything like that. And it will start to come off. It'll start to break down and you'll see little bits of black on your under eyes. Don't panic. That's just the tubes that are coming off of your lashes. Now, I am not going to be doing my upper lashes with this, but I do want to do my lower lashes with it. I love the fact that we have got a natural bristle brush on this. It's really, really soft. And the product goes on really, really well. And like I said, this is one of my most favorite mascaras. And I have found that mascara is one of the best tools to make yourself look awake. You know, to make the eyes look open and awake. So if you don't do anything, you should at least do a little bit of mascara, 1 or 2 coats, and you're good. And like I said, I'm just going into my lower lashes with this because I just want to bring them out a little bit, open up my eyes a bit. And then I think I might go in with a little bit of mascara right here in this gap that I've got in my lashes. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to do lash extensions again, guys. I love the idea of it, but I just can't use any of my cleansers or anything like that. They do help to give you that awake look as well, but they're very, very high maintenance. I would say just go with the mascara and you're good. All right, so now for one of my favorite steps. This has got to be my most favorite product from Merit, and it is their Flush Balms. This one is in the shade Cheeky, and as you can see, I've already used it. Usually they're domed. I've already used quite a bit of this, so I really, really like it though because it is a foolproof blush and it just goes on and brings a little bit of color to your face. And it doesn't interact badly with the powder that I've already applied on my skin. It actually works really well over powders. And it's just something to bring a little bit of color, a little bit of flush onto your face. And it just is so easy to use. I just dab it on in like big dots like that. This is a Merit complexion brush, but I like to use it for the blush. Because I feel like it does a really good job of moving the blush around. But you can use your fingers too if you want to. I've seen a lot of people doing that. Me personally, I just like to apply my blush with a brush, or at least use a brush as part of the application process. Super, super nice. I don't use highlighter anymore. Merit does carry a highlighter, but I don't really like using highlighter anymore because it emphasizes my little pontoons here that I don't want to bring attention to. So the next step is going to be lips. And I'm going with a new favorite combo. I have got their new lip liners. These are brand new. And these are the most unique lip liner that I have tried because they're really, really soft, almost balm-like. And they blur really beautifully on the lips. So if you're doing a minimal look, this is probably all you would need on your lip. And I like it because, well, it says it's a light pink, but it goes on a little bit darker than that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And I mean, it is just so soft, so very soft. You could put this on over your entire lip. I'm just going to outline my lips and then contour just a little bit. But they're just so nice and smooth. They really do feel like a balm. But I'm a lipstick girly. I really, really love my lipsticks. And one of my absolute favorite lipsticks ever is this one from Merit. It is their signature lip in the classic formula. So it's that sheer cream formula. And it's in the shade Millennial. And let me show you guys. I'm almost done with my tube. And I need to get myself a replacement. I like their velvet mattes as well. I think the velvet mattes are really pretty. Millennial is my tried and true, my go-to. I wear this all the time. When I'm doing my try-ons, this is the lipstick I'm wearing. When I just want something kind of natural to run out the door, this is the lipstick I reach for. Mixing this lip liner, which is the color Mayfair. Mixing this with this has made Millennial look a little mauve-y. Otherwise, it's a really pretty nude pink. And the lip liner, by the way, I wanted to mention, does have a sharpener It's got this little guy here that you can sharpen the point with, but it is a retractable pencil, which I like better than, you know, regular pencils. I really, really love this lip. I think that it is so pretty. Now you could, if you wanted to, top it off with one of their lip oils. I've got an old one. I don't know that they have this color anymore. This is Marrakesh. But any of their lip oils also would look really, really beautiful, I think, over the lip liners or the lipsticks or on their own. But I think that with Millennial being a signature lip and with the lip liner being very balmy, I'm good on moisture. I don't need to add any more. And so that is the look. As you can see, it took me only a few minutes. Really, really fast. I don't have to use a lot of different tools, and I can easily throw together a beautiful makeup look that's going to serve me for those days when I just want to look polished. I don't necessarily want to do full-on makeup. I just need to look polished because I'm headed out the door, or I am just putting into practice some of the other tips that I talk about. You really don't have to do a lot, and you just look really, really beautiful for your day. And the makeup is super easy. It's very gentle on the skin. And that's what I love about Merit Cosmetics, is that when you want to do a minimal look, this will get you that minimal look. You'll be able to wear your face without it having to be a huge process, you know, and you can do a really nice, clean, minimal makeup look that will just give you a youthful appearance, which is what we all want. We all want to have skin that looks moisturized, that looks healthy, and Merit Cosmetics can do that for you. So it will help you to achieve that polish without having to do a lot of work. So that concludes the brief tutorial on how to do a minimal polished makeup look. Now let's get back to the video. I want to mention that you can get, first of all, with your first Merit order, you will get this cute little makeup bag. They're really great little bag, very sturdy, very nicely made, and you could even use this as a little evening bag if you wanted to, just saying. Also, if you use the link that I've got for you in the description bar, as well as pinned to a comment on this video, you can get 15% off of exclusive sets that Merit has, including some of the products that I love using as well. So make sure to take advantage of that 15% off of those sets, because Merit doesn't give discounts all that often. And so this is an excellent opportunity for you to get a little bit of money off. And I'm telling you guys, these products are so, so beautiful. They're perfect for mature skin, I think. And I think that they just make for a really quick makeup application that's going to help you to look polished and pulled together in no time. So give them a try. Let me know what you think in the description bar down below. Okay, so the next thing that we do that keeps us stuck in a rut or just makes us not look our best is not getting dressed for your day. It kind of ties into the whole putting on a little bit of makeup, because when you don't get dressed for your day and you lounge around in your pajamas and you do that a lot, you end up feeling really kind of just really gross. You know, I feel really gross when that happens. I just feel, you know, I feel tired. I feel old. I feel just, bleh, you know. And so getting dressed for your day is incredibly important. And one of the things that I do to help me to do this, at the end of the day, I will set my clothes out for the next day. And I'll hang it on my little valet thing that I've got on my closet here. And that way my outfit is nice and picked out, even the shoes, because sometimes I do wear shoes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I walk around barefoot, even though I'm fully dressed and I'm walking around barefoot, and that's okay, as long as I'm mostly dressed. And even the shoes, especially if I'm going to be going out, I know I'm going to be running errands or something the next day. So set your clothes out somewhere where you can easily see them. And then as soon as you get out of bed, and you've got your makeup on, or if you put your makeup on after you've gotten dressed, I tend to put my makeup on before I get dressed. However you want that to go, put your clothes on as soon as possible. Get out of your pajamas as soon as you possibly can, so that way you are ready to go. And even if it's something like a jogger, however, I will argue that it is just as easy to put on a pair of trousers as it is to put on a pair of joggers or leggings. So take that extra step and do the trousers or do the jeans or do something else. Loungewear is okay, but try and take it a step above, try and go a little bit further and do an actual trouser, do an actual pair of pants or something like that, because you put both on one leg at a time, and I guarantee you one is just as easy as the other. Okay. So do that and you will feel loads better, especially when it's already laid out and you're ready to go. So get dressed every day. The next thing is something a trap that I fell into also when I was working in the corporate world, but even more so now that I'm here at home. And that is to wear the same outfit uniform day in, day out, week in, week out. That is just as bad as lounging around in your PJs, because you're not doing anything different. You're not doing anything special. Unless you want to be like Mark Zuckerberg or like the late Steve Jobs, where you don't want to deal with decision fatigue. So you wear the same shirt, same jeans, same sneakers every single day, then that's fine. But for me personally, I like to be more creative with my outfits. And if I'm stuck in a rut, I'm wearing the same things over and over and over again, and I'm not really getting to appreciate everything that I have in my wardrobe. So even if your wardrobe is a small wardrobe, you've got maybe 15, 20, 30 pieces that you wear. I've got way more than that. So challenge yourself to wear something different every day. So if you wear the trousers on Monday, then wear the silk slip skirt on Tuesday, and then wear a pair of joggers on Wednesday because it's a quiet day, and then wear a pair of jeans on Thursday, and then wear that beautiful mixed media dress on Friday, and so on and so forth. So every day wear something different, so that way you don't get yourself stuck into a style rut. There are some of those days, of course, where you don't have time, you don't have the brain space, the head space, the energy to do something super different. That's fine. Fall back on your outfit uniforms in those situations, but don't do it every single day. Push yourself to do something different every day. So I'd like to take a minute here, and I'd like to ask you if you could share in the comments, what is the one thing that you do to express self-love or self-care? Is it a skincare routine? Is it a special cup of coffee? Is it a fragrance? What do you do to make yourself feel special every day? Let me know in the comments. I really, really want to know, because we're all different. We all do different things. And I think that you could give ideas to the other community, because we do have a community that we growing here. And I see you guys talking to each other, and I love that. And so share what it is that you do to make yourself feel special. I do really want to know. All right. So moving on to the next thing that we tend to do that keeps us stuck in a rut, and that is wearing a tired handbag. We've all done it, ladies. I know we have, where we have a bag that we love, or that it's just so convenient and it holds everything, and I don't feel like changing my bag out every day. So I'm wearing this bag for 5 years and it looks really tired. You could be wearing the most fantastic outfit and you put a tired handbag with it, and it completely drags the entire look down. It really does. So make it a habit of changing your handbag out. I have got a pretty good collection of handbags, especially since discovering Quince, and I love their bags. And so I have, in order to be able to love my bags and to use them and to maximize their lifespan, I have gotten into the habit of changing my bag out once a week. So every week I will be wearing a different bag. And then, following Saturday, I go and change it out and wear a different bag again. So change out your handbags. It doesn't have to be weekly, and it certainly doesn't have to be daily. If you change your handbag out every day, then you get a gold star, because that's awesome. You're taking the time to make sure that your bag looks amazing with your outfit. Kudos to you. I wish I could do that. I don't, but I like changing my bags out once a week. I think that's a good cadence for me, unless there's something specific, that I'm wearing where I'm like, no, this handbag has to go with this outfit. But generally, it's a once a week thing. It doesn't have to be once a week. It could be once a month, as long as you're changing your bags out fairly frequently, because you don't want to have a tired bag. It's just it's not a good look. It really is not a good look. And it just says, I don't care. And even though you do care, it says, I don't care. The next thing that we do that keeps us stuck in a rut is we do not accessorize our outfits. This falls into a wear versus style kind of thing, which if you want me to do a wear versus style video, let me know. And I can do like maybe 5 or 8 looks of wear versus style. So let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you'd like to see from me. It is wearing your clothes versus styling your clothes. So for example, when you wear your clothes, let's use a basic t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. When you're wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, you're dressed, and it's acceptable out and about in the world, but it doesn't speak to your personal style. It doesn't really say anything about you, the person. If you wanted to have a little bit more style or you wanted to have a bit more polish, then style the outfit. So tuck in the shirt, fold up the cuff on your pants, wear a belt, put some jewelry on, add a blazer. You're taking it and you're styling it in a certain way. You're exhibiting more of your own personal style, more of the things that you want to do with your outfit. So do that and you're going to look a lot better. You're going to look a lot more pulled together. You're going to look a lot more polished, and you're definitely going to stand out, and people are going to compliment you on that. The last thing that we do that keeps us looking terrible or stuck in a rut is having a lack of confidence, which is why all of these steps build on this particular point. Having confidence is everything. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel my best when I was coming on camera without having any makeup on. I usually wear my sunglasses. When I'm feeling this way, I'm wearing my sunglasses with no makeup. Okay, so that's a clue for you as to what's going on in my mind. And so I lack confidence and I don't feel like my best was coming through. Maybe you would say, no, you look fine, but the most important person didn't like the look, and that is me. I personally did not like the look. And so you always have to honor the most important person in the room, which is you. You always have to honor yourself. Always give yourself self-love and be confident in what you're doing. And if you do all of these things, or even if you do a few of these things, you'd be surprised how much more confident you feel, and people will react to that. People aren't necessarily reacting to what you're wearing. They're reacting to how you present yourself. But what you wear has a direct correlation to how you feel about yourself and how you present yourself. All of these things will help you to feel so much better. They will all help you to project yourself in the best way possible. So make sure that you keep all of this in mind. These are all steps to help you to be more confident. I have got a challenge for you. I challenge you to do at least 3 of these and note the outcome. Note how you feel about yourself. Note how people react to you. Because I guarantee you, even with a minimum of 3 of these, if not all of these, you are going to notice a difference in how people talk to you, treat you, react to you, and how you feel about yourself. Thank you to Merit for sponsoring today's video. Remember to check the link that I've got in the description bar as well as in the pinned comment. It is my exclusive link that will get you 15% off of exclusive sets on the Merit site, which will also include products that I love using. So I am going to leave you with another video here that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly appreciate it, and I hope to see you in that video. Bye.